the board at this time. Welcome, Joe.
I wasn't going to speak tonight, and I wrote most of this before, Bill, you made your remarks. I'm glad to hear some of the comments I heard about the effects of May 4th and the learnings of May 4th. Saginaw's 0 for 3 after the union spending 10 times as much money as they did last time. So it's not really a matter of it's how you sell it. Historically, you guys lost the sinking fund in 2013, not this board, a previous board, except for Scott. And you didn't do anything for a couple of years. You didn't buy a bus for 6 years. You dug a big hole. And you had the 2015 bond, which then wasted a whole lot of money on consumables, the famous zombie buses that you are dead long after you're still paying for them because you're paying all that money on interest. So my suggestion is do not dig another hole. As was mentioned, a minimum for November is a sinking fund so that you can take all that consumable stuff, the buses, the computers, the printers, the servers, which are all going to die in due time, and fix some roofs and just get all that stuff off so you can write a clean bond that has a defined scope next November or whenever the right time is for that. And I agree with the statements, selling the one high school. I mean, I'm tired of hearing you guys talk about having to have redundancies and equivalencies between two buildings and all, and wasting all that money to do things that are not optimized at all. But we have the cheerleaders who have to have the blue versus the green and all that stuff. I'm okay with that at a college level, not a high school level. The other part, which is foresightful, which you have said more foresightful things, you've got the 2015 bond decaying. You may add a 2027 bond on top of that, which will go up to some max number bond documents with coming. Having us to talk about, we're not going to come back for another 5 years after that one passes. As 2015 decays, we can add one on top of that and still stay below some level. Because if you add and you add and you keep going up, the second one will fail worse than last May, because they will probably trust you one more time, but not twice. So that's my off-the-cuff version. I didn't type. Ooh, 20 seconds left.
Thanks, Joe. Suzanne, I saw you put your hand up.
I wasn't planning to do this either, but I didn't want to leave the room without addressing some of the points and questions and interests you guys had tonight. You're aware of a model that I built on a sinking fund. I've been expanding on that because in the last community engagement meeting, it was evident we had to look down the road at what the long-term plan is. And so we are threading a very small needle. I know that from the analysis that I've done. We have a rocky road ahead of us. This uncertain times, we haven't hit the peak of that yet. We don't know when that's going to change. So I feel it is necessary to understand, not that we have to do it, but understand what the most conservative, doable path is that makes us successful. And so I can tell you there is a way to do a sinking fund. There is a way to do a bond one that keeps us below 6.2 mils. There is a way to do a net zero bond two and address our critical year 1 to 3 facility assessment priorities, address Northeast closure, address unified high school within 5 to 8 years, and answer to so many of the expectations I'm hearing in the community meetings. I write them all down. We can always do more, but I feel like it's so important that we understand the minimum, and that, I think, is the starting point for the right conversations with the community, because we're kind of bouncing around. We haven't done, and that analysis, it's just me so far. I would love to work on that with somebody, with some people, because I'm telling you, it is a small needle, and some due diligence is required.
Thanks, Suzanne. Anybody else want to address the board? Bill?
Ad lib. I just want to say I really appreciate the insight and the depth of the conversation from the board tonight. I was really pleased to hear it because we're really looking for solutions, and I heard some really good questions and stuff, so I want to compliment what I heard today. I also want to say that at the community outreach session, something that Member Horowitz said really struck me. He says, we look ahead. We cannot as a community afford not to go to one high school. And when you said that, I was like, okay, everything else I was thinking about, that was a key. Because if you fix that North Star and you fix what we have to do, because we can't afford it. You look at our community's base, you know, our famous industrial base is atrophying at a very fast rate, and I think it's going to atrophy enough in the next couple months and stuff to even be more striking. So I agree that we need to go ahead and do this sinking fund. I mean, you do a $2 million sinking fund and you identify, here's a list of what we're going to use that for, not just we need a sinking fund for repairs. If you give an itemized list, here's what we're going to do. I like that. And you'll get that support. You'll get that $2 million. Let's go for the guaranteed income, because I think that is a for sure thing you can do. And the next thing is, okay, if we have that North Star set, you know, I know we're going to have phase 1, 2, 3, 4, so we can't keep coming back for more and more bond, but if we have this roadmap that's detailed, I think that, like you said, let's make sure that we sell it based on milestones that people can look at. We're not buying a vision, we're buying a detailed plan, like we're buying a home. We know how many bathrooms, we know how many what the basement's like. So I just encourage you to keep that up, but go for the sinking fund. And let's go ahead and keep going on these questions, because those questions you asked, I think, are very, very important. But I just wanted you to know that I thought it was very good that you were asking those questions in this meeting, and I appreciated it. And I wish we could find something good, but let's go for the win, and let's go ahead and keep on this path for the future. And thank you for what you said, because it was very, very insightful, and it affected how I thought of it. So thank you.
Thanks, Bill.